What's going on YouTube? This is L. I'm going to be bringing you a domination match on the map Downhill. I'm going to be using the AN-94 with suppressor and stock. I'm going to be running the score streaks UAV, orbital VSAT, and lodestar. Let's get into it. Alright, so right off the bat I'm actually going to be down 3 players to the other team. So I'm going to try to pick up A domination, and the problem with this is, since I'm the only one on my team, I captured A domination really slowly, and I feel like in domination especially, position is especially important in the very beginning of the game. So just the fact that I didn't get, off the starting block until late, like 13 seconds into the game, is kind of it's a disadvantage because I couldn't get to like B domination to pick off people, or I couldn't get to excuse me, I couldn't get to the center of the map to pick up kills, but fortunately, actually, I'm able to pick up a few teammates, and we pick up A domination fairly quickly. So we're not at that now. I'm not at that great of an disadvantage, but just overall. What I've started to try to do is I've tried to avoid trying to capture the spawn point domination flag and just trying to go for B domination because you get more points that way, and it's just, excuse me, it's helpful for also getting bigger score streaks and kill streaks because you can pick up more kills that way, and you get more points if you're on the B domination flag instead of your spawn point domination flag. So overall, position is very important, especially in the very beginning of the game, and knowing like the position of the other team, knowing how fast they can run, and when they will get to a certain point, and where that certain point of contact will be, is very important in Call of Duty because if you know where the other team is, you can give yourself the advantage by setting up for the other team and just being ready for the gunfight. So, speaking of which, I'm going to pause it right here just to point out how I went around this corner with my sight up, and it actually gave me the advantage in that gunfight. I also had a longer range gun, which was the SVU, and just the fact that I could use that at that range and pick up that kill was, it just gave me the advantage in that gunfight, especially since that guy also had just come out of a gunfight, so he was probably at a disadvantage because he had less health. And it gave me the advantage because I was ready for the gunfight and he wasn't. Right here, watch this. Okay, that's 2. Now watch this third person spawn right here. I honestly think that was a really bad spawning, especially since I was like literally on top of the spawn point. It honestly shouldn't happen like that. I think this is one of the problems with Call of Duty is that even though you're on top of a spawn point, or you're in the relative area of the spawn point, people still spawn on it, and I kind of feel like that puts you as a person in the spawn point at a disadvantage, and it also puts the other person at a disadvantage. So I guess it kind of balances out, but I feel like it's not that great of a system, so I don't know. Anyway, jumping back into the gameplay, so I just called in my UAV because my orbital VSAT just wore off, and I'm actually gonna try to, I actually ran in here to reload, and the reason for that is, there's an important thing about Call of Duty is knowing when to reload and when to just, when to continue to shoot, and also when to hide in order to reload or find a safe area to reload. Because if you're, if like I was right there, if you're out in the open or like out in the middle of a spawn point and you're low on ammo, you probably don't want to get into a gunfight. So what I try to do is I try to find a safe area, like a building or something, or a corner, so that I can actually reload in a safe area and not risk getting shot at while I'm trying to reload. And that's a very smart thing because it'll help you live longer because you won't die from because you were reloading and you had the disadvantage because you practically didn't have a gun. And it works a lot better when you actually find a safe area to reload. And it's also important not to reload in the middle of a gunfight because when you reload in the middle of a gunfight, like I said earlier, it puts you at a really big disadvantage because it's practically like not having a gun, and it's just overall it's not very advantageous for you. And right there, getting really lucky, I really should have died, I think. But I was able to hide behind that pillar, and I think I'm going to pick up a few more kills right here. I think that's a brutal killer, so that's 25 gun kills, and that, yeah, I feel like that was a really good accomplishment. And right here, right now I'm just trying to strafe back and forth and pick up these kills, and I actually think I'm like almost out of ammo right here, and luckily though the round ends, so I'm able to pick up some more ammo from spawning in for the next round. And I also, if you guys didn't notice, I didn't call in my lodestar, and the reason for that was because I'm trying to be very efficient with my score streaks. I kind of don't want, I don't want to put them to waste. So what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying like normally within the last 30 seconds, I try not to call in score streaks unless it's like the second half, and it's not very good to call it, or it's the score streaks will be useless because you won't be able to use them in the next round because there's no next round. So that's just a little tip right there. I'm gonna jump back into the gameplay. So as you can tell, I'm trying to run this left side route, and the reason for that is because just overall this map is a good mid to long range map. So that's kind of why I chose the AN-94, because it's a good mid to long range gun, and with suppressor, you can pretty much just spawn trap very easily because you don't have to go into the spawn, so people will still spawn in that spawn point, and you'll still be able to pick up kills off of the spawn, but you'll also be able to, to stay in uh, relatively incognito. And right there, that was really unfortunate. I thought I got behind that wall, and unfortunately, I was actually out of ammo, so I couldn't really return fire. So I had to try to run away to reload, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to, get away safely. So I died, and I really couldn't have done anything about that. I probably should have checked my back earlier, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that, and I died. So right here, I called in my lodestar, and right here, I actually think like this is kind of sad because I feel like the other team is at a complete disadvantage. Like they don't know what they're doing at all. I don't even know because I feel like this game, it's just this gameplay in particular. I felt like the other team didn't really know what to do. So yeah, that was just my observation. But I'm gonna jump back into the gameplay. So as I was saying earlier, the AN-94 is actually really good for this map because it's good at mid to long range. And an important thing about playing Call of Duty is, choosing guns that go well with the map. You're not going to try to use like the Scorpion Evo or a shotgun on this map, or you're not going to try to, or actually you could, but it'd be very difficult for you to do well because, if you play something that's really good at short range and doesn't really have any other range that it's good at, you're probably not going to do very well on a map that generally has mid to long range gunfights. So just overall, I mean, I think Black Ops 2 is a lot better at this than some of the other games because like sometimes you had maps like Fuel from Modern Warfare 2 that had like extremely long range gunfights and practically no close quarters gunfights, and that was, I don't know, I feel like that was the type of map that really limited the gun range you could use, and just overall, I feel like the map design for Black Ops 2 is a lot better for that because you can use almost every gun for almost every map, but some guns will do better on maps than other guns, like the AN-94 on downhill versus like the Executioner. Yeah, I know some people actually run that as a primary, or it's a secondary, but people run around with it like it's a primary. And right here, I was actually got really lucky because I really shouldn't have poked my head out. I had like no health, but fortunately, I was actually able to pick that up. And right here, I swear he should have died. And I'm gonna get. I swear he should have died, and now he should have died again, but he didn't. I don't understand what just happened. I My reticle was on him, or I don't even know what you would call it, but my crosshairs were on him or whatever. I don't know. But I should have hit him. I should have stabbed him. I should have gotten that kill. I don't know what happened, but um, That was a really unfortunate death. I really thought I should have picked up that kill, but I guess the game didn't think so. So, uh, I can't really do anything. Uh, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Final score was 55-2. Please like, subscribe, share. Have a nice day, and God bless.